All right, we are live, Brian. We are streaming
We are all the way live.
on the thing. We're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, all the fun stuff. What's new, buddy?
Well, as always, here at the Fandemic, we like to say nothing's stronger than our stream. Now, with that being said, welcome, everyone. I am so glad to be back, and we're going to have another fun-filled show. A little bit of a somber tone. We'll talk a little bit about what today's topic is going to be, but I am so ready to have my awesomeness leveled up, sir.
Yes, man. Well, let's go. Let's go right into our movie and show of the week, and then we'll
Alrighty.
get into it. So, do you want to go first, or want me to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. You don't mind?
Yeah.
So my movie of the week, while it says of the week, it's the movie of the week for me. I was a late convert to catching this, but I want to share something you can catch on Netflix, which is actually a really good movie, which is We Have a Ghost. Have you seen that yet, Bradley?
I have not. I was gonna start watching it last night, actually, but then I was just too tired. But
Yes.
but yeah, yeah. Is it good then?
It actually is really good,
Nice.
and it touches on a lot. It touches on a lot of the things that we like from more of those kind of family friendly but still interesting for adult ghost movies like or super like Hocus Pocus, things like that.
Mhm.
So and it gets to some things that again not only will an adult find interesting, it actually has some within the realm the kids will understand some adult themes, and it takes a lot of looks at what would happen if today 2023 your family had a ghost. And I got to give Anthony Mackie a lot of credit, but David Harbour, and a really baby spoiler, David Harbour has no spoken lines in this movie and still steals the film.
Really? Okay. No, man, that may have just made it up further up my queue list.
Yes,
I
yes.
because I know Shadow and Bone is out, and I haven't
Yep.
watched that yet.
I gotta check
So,
that one out myself.
is it
But
good?
yeah, I said I still have to, but I love the
Oh,
first season, so checking it out. But We Have a Ghost in my show of the week because I caught up on it today because there's so much good stuff with, Mayor of Kingstown in
mm,
1923 and all those. I caught up on Carnival Row, and again, if you're not watching Carnival Row, what's wrong with you? But it's a great show, looking at Victorian England when you have the fae, the fairies, the supernatural folks that are also there, and works. It's done really, really well, and you see Legolas looking cool even without the bow and arrow.
yeah.
Even without the bow and arrow, and I'm kind of dating him as a brunette with short hair. So and walk around angry. It's not. I like my. I decided I like my elves angry. I like my elves angry.
That's fair. Well, that's fair. Yeah, man.
That's
Uh,
why I love me some Keebler cookies, man. Love me some angry elves.
Yeah, so I'm pretty far behind on Carnival Row 2. I watched the first episode of the new season, and then I
Mhm.
decided that my wife I saw her actually paying attention a little bit, but then
Gotcha,
but I'm like, so I figured we're gonna go back and start it all over and watch all the way through.
gotcha.
Um, my show of the week is a car wreck of a show, and it's horrible, and you really shouldn't watch it, but I couldn't stop watching it. And man, so you know how I like those stupid survivor shows, right?
Yes.
Outlast on Netflix.
I keep it's right here. Every time I get on Netflix, my thumb's right here, and I go to something else. Yeah,
So the first 5 episodes, pretty good. I mean, like good, right? I mean, and then they they actually go from like, okay, now you're going too far. Now I really don't care, but I'm still gonna watch because what the hell is happening here?
okay, okay.
One team just go like they infiltrate another person's camp, steal their sleeping bags in the Alaskan wilderness. And it's like, I get this is a competition, and
Hmm.
I get this is half scripted, but y'all
Yeah,
suck, you
yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And they were just like, and then yeah, dude, they are just totally crappy people, and I didn't like them at all, and I almost stopped watching it. And then I had
Sure,
one episode left, and I'm like, well, darn it. So I
sure.
finished it up, and yeah. Outlast, watch it. It's fine. Like I
Are they ever naked and or afraid?
no, but I'm sure they were at least one of those, at least one, more
Well,
than once.
because you asked me again here at the Fandemic, we are always either naked or afraid.
Right. And it's kind of like if you go into your parents' room and you may not be naked. I hope you're not naked.
Or
You might be afraid.
or maybe you are, which is why you're afraid.
And
Okay. Yeah,
and
that's another podcast.
Right.
That's a whole another podcast.
And I'll send you a number 2 shrink.
Yeah.
Yeah. we have issues.
That's a subscription only podcast without one leaves.
Right.
Yeah.
And my movie of the week is Shazam! Fury of the Gods. It came
Every time
out,
you say that, I'm looking around for some lightning. Just
right, and you should be. Man, it is a wonderful family-friendly movie. There's a little bit of swearing in it. It's PG-13, but
Okay.
for the most part, you'll never think of Skittles the same way. So enjoy it. There's some cool little stingers in there at the end. It's part of a DC universe that who knows what's going to happen. But Brian, I really want to tell you something here, but I don't want to spoil it for you.
Okay, all right. I have a question I want to ask as well, but I think we might be going in the same direction, so I'll let it lie. I'm trying to not see it this week. If I don't, I will just go ahead and bite the bullet and find out. But also, here at the Fandemic, we like to remind you that nothing tastes as good as the rainbow.
That's right. I want to say this.
It's salty, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very salty.
It's like
yes.
ambrosia. All right, I got to say this. There's 2
I know
words.
ambrosia. She was... Never mind. Go ahead.
Wasn't she at Big Girls, right?
She was 3 before 5, so we're good.
Exactly, right. So there's 2 words that are said in this movie. Actually, 2 words in 2 separate parts. Not the same 2 words.
Okay.
That one of them is in the teaser halfway through the credits. But during the movie, there's 2 words that are said, and it made my heart full.
Just give it to me. I can't wait. Just give it to me.
Captain Marvel. The words Captain Marvel are said in a Shazam movie.
Here's the deal with that. How much money do you think they paid to be able to say that in a world that the MCU is dominating box offices? I mean,
dude, they go even further than that. But I tell you what, that is all James Gunn's relationship with Kevin Feige is being like, dude, can we say this? And he's like, yeah.
So, real quick on our tangent, which of the 2, DC Captain Marvel, which if anyone doesn't know, this is a big deal. If you only know Shazam from the movies, in the comics, that is not Shazam's name. Shazam's name is Captain Marvel. They called the book Shazam, but Shazam is the name of the wizard who gives Shazam his powers. Shazam is an acronym for the gods that he gets his abilities from. And as we all know, Shazam is the word that he says to either gain his powers or to send them away. Hence, him not being able to say his own name is kind of the rub in the films. He's known as Captain Marvel. And they are the Marvel family. Captain Marvel Jr., Mary Marvel. Get the whole thing with the word Marvel?
Yeah.
There's this whole other company.
What? There is?
Really likes the term Marvel.
Yeah.
Even has a few characters with the name Marvel in his name. There's Miss Marvel Jean Grey. There's a Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. There was the previous Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, who becomes known as Captain Marvel. And this has been a long-standing issue within the DC versus Marvel universe of the name Captain Marvel. So it is very interesting to hear, especially in a film. So in a wide release film, that you see the name Captain Marvel utilized. So I am now even more excited to go watch it. So that's very cool. That's very
I think it, like because I took Leia to it and one of her friends this afternoon. I think I'm the only one in the theater that still got happy when I heard that.
Yes.
On Wednesday when I went and saw it, we were all like, did he just say Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
But yeah. So
yeah. Which is great because I remember seeing Endgame, and I saw Endgame twice. And the first time I saw it was with a larger audience. Well, I saw it more than that, but in the theater I saw it the opening weekend twice. And the the first time I saw it, it was a fairly sparse crowd. And we got a little bit of reaction to this moment. But when I went and saw it the second time at night when the theater is packed, when Chris Evans finally says Avengers and he finishes the line, the amount of, 20 plus year old men who now become 8-year olds again, and women as well, who lost our minds, that finally, after 20 plus movies, we finally get the Avengers assemble, and you've been building to it. Kind of like when you go under the bed.
And you're naked or afraid.
Honestly, if you're in your parents' room and you're naked, you should be afraid. And you slowly pull that box from underneath the bed, which is why the like of you getting captured makes you more afraid, but you're still naked. And you open the box. And Bradley, tell us today, sir, what is our topic? Hit the music, whatever we can do.
There you go. Welcome to the Fandemic. This is a podcast about talking to different people, finding out what their fandemic is, and how we can level up each other's awesome. With people I may or may not know, I wrote the book on leveling up your awesome. It's available on Amazon along with my other kids' book, The Stuffed Animal Night Force versus the Dream Invaders. Hi. I'm the self-proclaimed Emperor of Awesome, Bradley Butin, and this is the unverified twin of Shamar Moore in the nipples, the unverified twin of Dave Bautista in the head wrinkles, and the unverified twin of Dwayne The Rock Johnson
in the eyebrow.
in the eyebrows. I didn't finish it. Yeah, it's going to be that kind of night, guys. And what is your name, sir?
It is Brian S. Dennis, with the S stands for Sharon, and I will explain the importance of that here in a moment.
Oh, and we have a guest. Leia, why don't you come say hi? We are live, okay?
Hi.
And all right, kiddo. Do you have any jokes? What do you talk about? John Wick 4 coming up here? No. What do you want? You want to say something about Shazam 2?
Oh,
Or Shazam also.
Shazam 2 is a really, really good movie.
It was a really good movie, really. And you heard it here. This is the review that matters for Shazam.
Yes.
Fury of the Gods by Leia Nicole. It's a really, really good
movie.
Ooh,
you know what? That review is probably more honest than half the ones people pay for it. So.
Yep, pretty much. You can show your nails.
Yay!
Nice nails.
All right, kiddo. So we got to go into a little bit of a somber thing here, okay?
What?
Go tell Brian bye.
Bye.
Bye, princess.
Bye.
Bye.
Brian,
sir,
what are we talking about today?
Well, as I said, the Brian S. Dennis, with the S stands for Sharon, is in reference to, unfortunately, the Nerdverse lost one of our favorite actors on March 17th, Friday. We're recording on a Sunday, recording on March 19th, and that is the one, the only Mr. Lance Reddick, who is an incredible actor. You know him from The Wire. You know him from Oz. Most recently, you know him, coincidentally, from the 3 and soon will be 4th John Wick movie as Sharon, the concierge for the Continental Hotel in New York. So we're going to spend a little bit of our podcasting time just paying homage and appreciating the greatness that was Mr. Lance Reddick.
Yes, and with that, let's go ahead and go over some of those dirty deets.
Yes, sir.
Done dirt cheap.
All right, sir. So just a couple things when it comes to Lance, just to give you a few things again. He was born on June 7th, 1962. Unfortunately, once again, passed away on March 17th, 2023, only 60 years of age, as his wife put on her Twitter page, gone too soon. We know from lots of different things, Oz, Lost, The Wire. He was in Angel Has Fallen. He also was in the White House, excuse me, London Has Fallen as well, with a minor role, and then the John Wick series. But, sir, here are some little known facts regarding Lance Reddick. Are
Mhm.
you ready?
I'm ready.
He was, number one, he had his bachelor's degree in music. He was an accomplished composer and
Huh.
played piano. And in 2017, he actually had an album called Contemplations and Remembrances released in 2007. He was fluent not only in English, but also in French and Spanish, which you will see in some of his roles. He played three different police commanders. He played one in The Wire, the one in Fringe, which is my personal favorite, and also in Bosch, for those of you that stream that show on Amazon. One of our favorite shows we've been watching, but he was actually a voice actor in The Last of Us Part 2.
Hmm.
So again, thinking of all the things coming together. And then my absolute favorite job thing that I found about him was before people become famous actors, they are non-famous actors and they gotta work to feed themselves. So back when he was a trying not to starve actor, do you know that he was actually a hotel concierge in New York City? He was a legit hotel concierge, which, you know what? That explains how he plays the character Sharon so wonderfully.
Man, that's wonderful. Lance Reddick is one of those actors. You love him in everything. You've
Yes.
seen him in a million things.
Yes.
And I mean, and we have a couple things we're gonna be flushing out, and this is the kind of why we're gonna be branching off into something a little bit more in the very near future. But man, like, because there's so many of those amazing talents out there, you see them over and over again. They just don't get that due, and I think Lance was there. I mean, like, man, he was. I mean, he's also in Vox Machina. I mean, he's in
Yes.
so many of those things
Yes.
that
Yes.
we all just love.
He has that distinctive voice why he did so much voice acting, especially in video games. He's got that gravitas to him. He's had great ability to do accents, which apparently you would take from his, again, the fact that he speaks French, he spoke French and Spanish fluently. Everything that he did, no matter what his role was, always had that dignified air to him. I mean, he's a very good looking man. When I read he was 60, I wasn't surprised that he was 60 because I thought I'd been seeing him in things as an adult for forever. But I also thought about if I make it to 60, please let me be as good looking as Lance Reddick. I mean, the man. One thing you never saw in his filmography, he was a model. That he was. But I'm thinking, if you ever want to have another career, I mean, the guy's just a really, really good looking guy, and just again, everything he brought to was that it shows how seriously he took his craft. It made us take every role that he had, no matter how fantastic, you took it seriously. So again, RIP from us, that we continue to play homage to what Mr. Lance Reddick.
Nice, man. Let's go ahead, and you have a tat for us today, don't you?
I do, sir, because my personal favorite, I went back and forth on what was my favorite role that he played, and probably just because it's front of mind, is his role as Sharon in the John Wick movies. And technically, I'm not sure if he would qualify as Mr. Wick's sidekick, but we're gonna make him one just because I have a few tats to think about this of him versus some other famous sidekicks. I'm gonna see who you would pick between Sharon and any other famous second banana.
Okay.
And what do you think they will win? So when you're ready, I'm ready, sir.
I am ready. Let's do it.
So give me your pick and give me why. So Sharon versus Dr. Watson. Playing the game of Clue.
Oh. I'm gonna have to go Dr. Watson,
Wow.
um, just because. Well, like, okay, what version of Watson? Any version of Watson,
You know
or
what?
because
Let's do the Jude Law version.
the Jude Law Watson?
Let's do
Okay,
the Jude Law Watson. Yeah.
all right, Jude Law Watson, more of a action guy. All right, here if it's Jude Law Watson, I'm gonna go Sharon.
Yeah, gambling addict, drug
Yeah,
addict, he lost his girl to Rip. I mean, just all the things that,
right.
that hurt you. Yeah. By the way, if your woman leaves you for Rip, can you really blame her?
No, no,
Like,
not at
not,
all.
and Cole Hauser proves that the beard works for you. The beard actually, yeah, because trust me, I've seen both me and this guy without a beard. The beard
Yeah,
helps. Okay.
it doesn't happen very often, but every now and then
Yes,
the
yes.
beard does go away,
I basically
usually for a short time.
the last time I saw Brad without a beard. If you ever had like a small child and you have someone with a lot of facial hair, and then they don't have it, the kid looks and cries. That was
Mhm.
me. Fix it, bring it back. All
Yep,
right.
yep. That's exactly what my kids do.
Okay. So now we've got Sharon versus Goose from Top Gun
Okay,
playing a game of chicken.
Sharon,
Nice.
because
Nerds,
Sharon isn't gonna. He has that better stare.
nerds
He
of
can
steel.
just
Yes.
he can just stand there and just
Yes.
wait.
Yeah.
And no matter what's coming, I mean, like John Wick brings all the drama.
All the chaos.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
Goose, I mean, he might be bothered playing a little bit of Great Balls of Fire,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you've lost that love and feeling. That might get a
Sure.
tear,
Sure.
but
Sure.
no, sorry, Goose.
Sure. Not to mention, had Sharon hit his head on a little canopy cover, he'd have shook it off.
Yeah.
This man works for Ian McShane. Okay, he knows pressure. He
Right.
knows pressure. Okay,
Yes.
Slider. Okay, whatever. Okay, Tom Skerritt versus Ian McShane. All right, I rather. Yeah. Okay, I'm good.
I want to
I'm
see
good.
that.
I
I
kind
want
of
to
do
see it.
too.
I really do,
The
man.
things we put together.
Mm,
Skerritt versus McShane. Yes,
dude,
absolutely.
man, I think there's a lot of things to contemplate in that one, man. Age,
Yes.
like
Yes.
yeah, Ian
Yeah.
McShane, dude.
Especially if it's Deadwood Ian McShane. Like, this is how cool Ian McShane is. Quick tangent.
Mhm.
The guy plays Odin, the All Father.
American Gods.
Yes, I still would take Ian McShane from Deadwood. Like, I'm not worried about. Yeah. By the way, Ian McShane puts you know what? Oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name from Marvel. Who plays Odin? Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yes, I still take Ian McShane over Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cause I feel like if that came down, he'd just feed him some fava beans. It's a nice Chianti and move forward. All right, back on track here. Okay, so we're taking him over Watson. We're taking him over Goose. Mini Me versus Sharon in a game of hopscotch.
Oh, Sharon. Easily. And you know what? He would win, and he doesn't even move. He just stands there.
Okay.
And Mini Me just gets scared and runs away.
By the way, one of the great tragedies of Lance Reddick passing is that we will not see the Keanu Reeves Lance Reddick cameo doing Just the Two of Us.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
That's
what
exactly
the world
what we
needs
need.
now.
Yes.
Okay. So not Lance Reddick, but Sharon versus Hit Girl from Kick-Ass and Kick-Ass 2 in a game of charades.
I'm gonna have to go Sharon again because his mannerisms are just so overly professional.
Yes.
I feel like he's got that ability that he could animate himself more than Hit Girl.
Sure.
Nothing against Hit Girl here.
No, really, nothing against Hit Girl, because nothing against Hit Girl. Promise.
But yes, Sharon.
Because we all know that the first time you guess incorrectly, Hit Girl's gonna call you a dirty C word and probably stab you.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Probably
dead.
stab you.
We're
Yeah,
not
it's
finishing the
over.
game.
It's all over. It's all
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, anyone raised by Nicolas Cage pretty much will have that view on life.
Dude, I can't wait for Renfield.
Dude, for real. That we're gonna have to revenge that one big time. All right.
Yeah,
And then my final one, sir, which I am excited. So let's remember you've picked Sharon
yeah,
and the previous four.
yeah.
So now
You're doing Alfred, aren't you?
who no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Who is who? But you may wish I had,
Oh boy.
because who is a better wingman? Sharon or Dick Grayson? Who's a better, however you
Okay.
define wingman?
Wingman.
Who's a better wingman, Sharon or your boy Dick Grayson?
Dick Grayson. He is literally Nightwing. Wingman. He's the definition of the wing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Man, when you brought this up,
Yeah.
my head went straight to he's gonna bring up Alfred.
I thought it'd be too easy to bring up Alfred, so I want to give you a harder choice. But who would you pick Sharon over Alfred?
You know what? I probably would have, because I feel like Alfred kind of babies Bruce Wayne a little bit too much.
A little bit.
You know, I mean, granted, I know he's his moral compass, and without Alfred, Batman does go dark.
Sure.
But man, Lance Reddick would have made a really good Alfred.
He would have made an amazing Alfred. And I was just thinking Keanu Reeves would make a great older grizzled Batman.
Yeah, I mean, and more than just DC superhero pets.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. But we've ran the gambit. So you're taking Sharon over Watson in the game of Clue, over Goose playing chicken, over Mini-Me. He probably just throw Mini-Me down the game board. Over Hit Girl and Charades, because again, by the way, if she loses, run.
Yeah.
And then you will take Robin over him or Dick Grayson, because come on, whether you call yourself Robin or Nightwing, you kind of are the
ultimate
wingman. Yes, you are. Yes.
Awesome, man.
But does Batman need a wingman? That's the better question. Would Batman would either billionaire Bruce Wayne or like the most stoic, brooding, dark, mysterious character ever in Batman, would either one of those cats really need a wingman?
No, it's all show.
And you know why? Because it's Batman. Yes, sir. Lossage or none, because it's Batman. Absolutely, yes. Sir.
Oh, well done. You know what? Let's go ahead and get your honest ad.
All right. Well, unfortunately, again, Lance Reddick passed on Friday 2 days ago, which was a somber day. But it was a somber day for those of us who are fans of Mr. Reddick. It was a day of celebration for lots of folks, because last Friday was St. Patrick's Day. So, here is my honest ad for St. Patrick's Day. The festival of St. Patrick, or St. Patrick's Day, is meant to commemorate the date of death. I'll start over. The festival of St. Patrick, or St. Patrick's Day, is meant to commemorate the date of death of Ireland's patron saint. But in this country, May 17th is known by many other names. It is known as National Half Off Day. Half off of corned beef, half off of green beer. And if you had enough of those green beers, you may have half your clothes half off. It's the Blank Me I'm Irish Day. People are told to kiss me, I'm Irish. Hug me, I'm Irish. And after enough green beers, do anything with me. I'm Irish. And finally, St. Patrick's Day is the National Bad Idea Day, where we do things we shouldn't, go places we shouldn't, and after enough green beers, do things in places with people we shouldn't. Coincidentally, Bradley, March 18th is known as National Walk of Shame Day.
Is that
There
true?
and there is your honest ad for St. Patrick's Day.
Well done, Brian. Well done. All right. That's probably one of my favorite ones you've done. We are going to go into Lance Reddick's filmography. There's going to be some big surprises here, I'm sure. We'll kind of go along, and I'm doing just acting chops right now.
Sure.
And we're going to start this back. When do you think his earliest credit is on IMDb?
Okay, so no cheating here. I'm thinking 91.
Close. 1994. He was
Okay,
in
all right.
1994 to 1990. It was in 1996 actually when he was in, but he was in a TV show
Okay.
called New York Undercover.
One of my favorite shows. Okay, this is why we got to go long. Everyone sparks the memory. So, this is going to shock people. I'm black, okay? So, in the 90s, everyone probably remembers the whole NBC Thursday night was kind of this night of comedy, right? We had gone from the 80s where it was like The Cosby Show, Different World, Cheers, Night Court. By the way, Brad, I tried jumping into the Night Court again.
Still bad.
There's about 2 episodes that are not completely horrible. Not completely horrible.
Sad.
Okay.
So sad.
It is. I wanted more. And John Larroquette, I get why you did it, but bruh. Okay. But so then we have the transition from those 80s Hall of Fame great shows to also really good shows, but those were like Friends, Seinfeld, that ilk. Okay. Again, this may shock people, but if you ever watch Friends, ever watch Seinfeld, not a lot of representation of other cultures in those shows.
Yeah.
However, on Fox, this is bad. Remember, these are the same people that have a certain news channel. This always kills me. But the Fox network actually had shows. They had Martin, they had Living Single, and then in the 9 o'clock hour, they had a hour-long police drama called New York Undercover, and it focused on basically 21 Jump Street, but the entire cast were persons of color, Latino and African American, and Malik Yoba was one of the stars of that. And again, it was a great show. It was one of my favorite shows to watch. It was must see. Where we had a restaurant, real quick. The college that I went to, there was a burger place about 2 miles from the apartment complex we all kind of hung out with. One of us played rent there, but like 9 of us lived there.
Yeah.
But anyway, they had on Thursday nights, they had like these 75-cent burgers. Don't ask me, even in the 90s, how you sold a burger, like a big burger for 75 cents. I doubt it was beef. But anyway, we would load up on those and their seasoned fries, and this Thursday nights was our thing. So New York Undercover has a certain place in my heart, which you can actually find it still, I think, on either Paramount or Peacock. You can actually find New York Undercover streaming right now. So Lance Reddick got to start there. Awesome.
Yeah, man. Great show. Can't say enough good things about it. After that, he was in one episode of a TV series called Swift Justice.
As opposed to Slow Justice.
Right. Okay. In 1998, he was in the movie Great Expectations. Do you remember that one?
I believe I've seen it. I don't remember him in it, but that's okay. I get the feeling that young in his career, he may not have had a featured role, but he was in it. So Great Expectations, by the way, good book, good movie.
He was in another movie. This was a 5.7 star called The Fixer.
You know what? Some of those 5.7 stars, some of those movies that are between like 3 and 7 stars are really good for fans to watch, right? Because they're not going to win an Oscar, but by the way, that doesn't always mean a whole heck of a lot. But there are a lot of times really good movies for fans to watch because they're odd, they're interesting. Sometimes they're so bad, they're good. By the way, that should be a future show we do, our favorite bad movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, our favorite. Because there's some movies that are just horrible, but we can't help but watch them. So,
Yeah.
absolutely. By the way, Over the Top has really bad reviews. Still one of my favorite movies. Still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. After The Fixer, he was in the TV movie Witness to the Mob.
I think we call that DOA most
Yeah.
places. Yeah,
Or straight to VHS.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that's what Michael gave Fredo the kiss on both cheeks when you were like, "Oh, you're a witness, really?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, we'll handle this real quick."
he played FBI agent Floyd Rose in 1998's The Siege.
Nice, and that is a great name for an FBI agent,
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Rose. Yes.
Then come in 1999. He was DC police officer in a little show called The West Wing.
Outstanding. One of the best shows ever.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Sorkin. I mean, but first, also, and by the way, I am not a film student, but I know enough to be dangerous of to shoot that show with the dialogue for pretty much one camera and one continuous shot. That is incredible, just as a way of making the show.
Yeah.
But also just the actual content of it was just fantastic. By the way, anything that has Bradley Whitford in it, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot.
Yeah. Another one of these super underrated actors. All right, we are now in 2000. We're in this century, and he was Detective Willis Sims in the TV show Falcone. I don't remember that one.
I don't either.
Don't remember that one. After that, again in 2000, he was in the movie I Dreamed of Africa.
Yes.
I don't recall that either.
I remember I Dreamed of Africa. I do remember that one.
And then he was also in a couple of episodes of a miniseries called The Corner. Okay, now we're getting to some things I'm sure you're gonna recognize. In 2000 to 2001, he was in 12 episodes of the TV series for Oz, the OZ.
Yes. The OZ, Oswald Maximum Security Prison. Okay.
Yes.
First off,
I need to revisit that show.
Of a show that is just okay. Now we watch HBO shows fairly regularly. HBO houses so much of the stuff that's DC. Though the animated films also had Peacemaker, has The Last of Us, really good things there. And there'll be more coming to DC. Also was the release place of The Matrix 4, so hey, you can't win them all.
Right.
Keanu, you got John Wick 4, please.
Just keep going with John Wick. Just keep on doing John Wick.
Let me tell you this: Keanu, his agent, because we know you're watching. Y'all need this to be really good. Real talk. Not only this last Reddit, well, he's got a few other projects. I think also I believe that he's got the White Man Can't Jump remake. I think he's also in that, which you may get to. But anyway, of the movies we didn't know we needed. But John Wick 4. Keanu. Not that you need a career rehab because you're still Keanu Reeves. And I've seen the gun training you went through for The Matrix and for John Wick. So I'm not but
yeah.
Give us one. A lot of us, the way 3 ended, we were all like because the scene with the architect guy and we needed a win with 4 and you kind of didn't deliver.
Me and 3.
And Matrix 4 is what.
Oh, Matrix, yeah.
By the way,
it's already deleted from my brain bank.
Here's the deal: we have all these rules for making movies. Like if you're doing a trilogy, stop at 2. If you're going to do a sequel, maybe just leave it at 1. Here's the thing: if one of the main actors from your really successful series won't do the new film, maybe you don't do it, okay? And here's the thing.
They'll do your John Wick sequels with you. That truckload of money had to have been pretty freaking big. And it would have been like, oh, okay, I'm in. Yeah.
When Lawrence Fisher is like, nah.
I'm out, man. Get
Yeah,
Black Manta. Get
yeah,
Black
yeah,
Manta.
yeah, like, get get the brother who played Dr. Manhattan. He looks enough like me. Just
Yeah.
okay, anyway, all right. Please continue. Please continue.
Well, the next was 2001's movie Don't Say a Word with Michael Douglas.
Okay.
In 2001, he was Assistant Emmy Taylor in Law and Order SVU.
Gong gong.
Yes. I think
Okay.
every actor has done SVU
I
or
think
Law and
yeah.
Order.
Yeah, I forget who I saw. There was actually an episode. There was actually a TikTok clip from the Kelly Ripa morning show that talked about how, especially in the early to mid '90s period, when you're talking about the 2000s when he was doing it, but in the '90s period when you're talking also SVU, but the original Law and Order series, that was if you were an up and coming actor in New York. That was the role you wanted. You wanted to be someone that got arrested, interviewed, even if you were just a person that says, "Hey, you're at the wrong house."
Yeah.
That was totally that gave you such swag in the New York acting scene that you had even bit parts. I forget who it was as an actor. I can't remember her name right now. Of just saying like how important it was. Just put on your resume. I was in 3 Law and Order. Even if you had like between the 3 episodes, you were on screen for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You were in those episodes. That's how powerful it was. But the other thing, which reminded me my point before I went on my tangent, is the amount of overlap between Oz and Law and Order, especially SVU. Given some of the scenes that happen in Oz, by the way, if you've not watched Oz, let me just remind you: prison, men's prison, HBO. Prison, men's prison, HBO. You should be able to figure out some of the things of why you don't let your kids watch Oz.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's some of the actors, not to mention Chris Kelly, who then goes on to play Detective Stabler, Elliot.
Christopher Maloney.
Christopher Maloney. Uh, just those 2 characters are just so like, who watching you in Oz goes, you know who he really be a good as? Someone that investigates and prosecutes sex crimes. Yeah, like that. I feel that's his next act.
Right.
Like, he is so convincing in Oz as a serial killer and rapist that we feel like, you know what? He'll be the one to look out for the kids, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then what was his sci-fi show with Patton Oswalt?
Oh yeah, Happy.
I love that show. That show
was
so
really good. Happy was really, really good. Patton Oswalt steals it, and he went for more he went for more Law and Order money, which I blame him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Happy was underrated. Again, being on Sci-Fi, you just have a smaller viewership.
Yeah.
But again, Patton Oswalt. Okay, who do you like better? Patton Oswalt is the Unicorn, or Patton Oswalt is MODOK? Which is your favorite?
Dude, the Unicorn, man.
Got you.
Man, I dig MODOK. I dig his MODOK.
Yeah.
I love the MODOK family thing, man. But my answer probably would have been different up until I saw Ant-Man.
Got you. Fair.
So I know that MODOK gets a lot of hate. I absolutely loved it.
Okay. Perfect. Where does Mr. Reddick go next?
He went to Bridget. He was the character named Black. I don't know.
I don't know Bridget.
Yep.
Okay, hang on. I know Bridget.
Oh yeah, you do.
But I don't know the.
Brian was
next.
Are you sure? Because
next,
Keep the Faith, baby.
Next.
Keep the Faith. In 2002, he was in Keep the Faith, baby. He was J. Raymond Jones.
Okay.
We're going to keep going up here. In 2002, he was in one episode of another show that I don't really remember.
Okay.
100 Center Street. Do you recall that one?
No.
Okay.
100 Center Street. Okay.
Oh, and then back to Law and Order.
Order.
Only this one is Criminal Intent. He was Jack Bernard in 2003.
You know it starts getting good when your roles, even if it's only one episode, have a first and last name.
Yeah.
That means they have enough backstory to have a first and last. As Sam Rockwell would say, what's my character's last name? You know what? I'm good to have one. You know, so I'm not important enough. So, all right. So we're getting them in. And by the way, Criminal Intent with Vincent D'Onofrio. Really good show, really underrated.
That one
of
was
my
good.
Favorite Law and Orders. I mean,
Mine
I
too.
was a late comer to Special Victims.
Mhm.
I really was more of a Criminal Intent fan at first, just because I love Vincent D'Onofrio, Edgar Suit or not,
Right.
and I just
Kingpin.
yes, and in the Cell.
Mhm.
Cell, you know.
Oh yeah.
By the way, who among us would not want to be in a dream cell with Jennifer Lopez? Just saying.
Yeah. Maybe Ben Affleck.
No, I think that would be the only place he wanted me to say. Never
Yeah,
mind,
probably.
we're gonna move for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, after Law and Order: Criminal Intent, he was in a movie called Brother to Brother. As James, that one I don't recall either.
I feel like I know the title, but I can't recall the movie. Okay.
Yeah. Well, then after that, he goes back to regular Law and Order, where he was in 3 episodes as FBI Special Agent Jamal Atkinson, Captain Maru Gusana, and the Juror.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
We're gonna stick around there. He's building his chops as the lawman, and this is in 2002. He was in 3 episodes. I'm sorry, in 2005 and 2006, he was in 3 episodes of CSI Miami.
Hang on. Cue the Hugh music. Because that show, I mean, that's just about that entire series. Like,
right.
what is it about when you take off glasses or put them on, you just hear that screech.
Right.
Yeah.
And then with the bad one-liner, he's like, was that all? I don't know, something, but yeah. David Caruso, I don't even think he's done anything since then. I don't know.
No, I mean, first off, he made the movie Jade. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's a call. That's a callback. I remember.
Do you like that? Yeah.
I have vivid memories of that movie.
Now here again,
for reasons.
Yes, I would never tell. Okay, we do a podcast that's free versus we're being paid to act. That shows you our careers are not landed where maybe yours have. But if any of you are especially if you're on a very successful weekly television show, it means you getting paid. All right, you're making money. Everyone wants to be on the big screen. Everybody wants to be a star. Here's the one thing that I suggest, just career advice for your friendly neighborhood brother who's kind of chubby, is this. Don't leave your weekly check because you're going to go be a movie star. Here's the deal. Be a movie star while getting your weekly check.
Yeah.
Okay? See if that pans out. Because we've seen, all the way back to Shelley Long with Cheers. Hey, I was in one movie with Tom Hanks. I'm going to leave Cheers and go be a movie star. You know what we got? True Beverly Hills. Stop. Yep. Okay. David Caruso, we just said, hey, I'm going to leave really successful CSI and go be a movie star. We got Jade.
Yeah. I mean, and thank you, because Linda Florentino.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, thank you for that.
Yeah. Just again. So any of you who are on like the show of shows right now, just be. Which I got to give credit to the whole cast of like Modern Family. They're all like, you know what? We're good.
Yeah.
We are good. The cast of Friends, we're good. Big Bang, we're good. We go on hiatus. I'm going to make a movie with Kayla Kuko. I'm going to make a movie with Josh Gad and Kevin Hart on hiatus. I'm going to make Hidden Figures on hiatus. Okay? Jonathan Galicki. I came from Roseanne. I was the second daughter's boyfriend. I'm good over here.
Yeah.
I'm good. By the way, okay, other than Mayim Bialik, have you seen any of them since?
Yeah, Night Court. Enough said.
That doesn't count.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So
By the
Sheldon
way,
Cooper.
a show called Don't Call the show called Call Me Cat is better than the Night Court remake.
Yeah. It sure definitely is. And honestly, you know what? The rest of them are doing it the right way. Like, I don't need to do anything. I'm cashing in much. Kaylee Kuko, she's got the flight attendant, and
which
she's
is good. Which is good.
And she's Harley Quinn in the animated series, which is fantastic. But other than that, yeah, I mean, like Sheldon Cooper, I can't even think of the guy's name right now.
Yeah, he does some
movies.
voiceovers for young Sheldon, but he's done a few movies. But again, Jonathan yeah, that's actually the guy from Jerry Maguire, but the guy who played Leonard. Again, you came from your acting credits before Big Bang Theory. Again, you were the second daughter's boyfriend, and not even that great of a boyfriend in Roseanne, and you were the early dude to get killed in I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, that was your job. That was your gig. So I feel you like I am totally good.
Nice.
Totally good. By the way, we're not going to see Wallowitz suiting up in the MCU anytime soon. I don't think so. But
but he
should. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I would be for that.
DCU, Mr. Mixaplex. Right?
Dude.
Right?
Dude.
Right? James Gunn, seriously, call us.
We got this, man.
We got you, man. We got you. All right. By the way, I hate to say this is gonna sound horrible, but it's probably because of my lack of understanding representation. But if you did a remake of Johnny Quest, come on, Sim Salabim. All right, that's all I gotta go. You know, yep. So
yeah, I'll
please don't cancel the show. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have went there. I blame my infinity bug. All right,
that's okay. In 2006, he was in the movie called Dirty Work, and I don't remember that either.
I remember Dirty Work.
All right, then here's a TV show. If
you are looking for a little dirty work, and your parents aren't home,
and you're naked and afraid,
go under the bed slowly. Have you noticed? The longer we started that bit, I don't even know why, but I know it was my fault. We started that bit weeks ago just as a one-off. I don't think you remember we said we weren't going to let a show go without mentioning Samuel L. Jackson? That lasted maybe like 2 months. We have not missed a week of the box under the bed. Yeah. So that just shows you where 2 40-year-old men, our heads go to. But please, back to Lance Reddick, who we're meant to be playing homage to. I'm sure this guy's looking from the great beyond going, this is what I get.
Well, you get some numbers. He was in Numbers. He was Lieutenant Steve Davidson.
Great show.
Very good show. Very underrated show as well.
CBS was, with CBS, with The Mentalist, with Numbers.
Dude, Mentalist.
It has some really, really good shows that just didn't get the run that I think that they should have gotten. By the way, Hulu is great for that, for finding those little known shows. Have you ever seen Eli Stone?
Yes.
By the way, Johnny Miller pre Sherlock Holmes. That was okay. Fine. My favorite Dr. Watts is Lucy Liu. Just throwing it out there. But she could beat up Jude Law in real life probably as well. But again, that's if you're gonna look for something that gives you shows that were actually really good, that for whatever reason didn't last more than a couple seasons, Hulu is fantastic for that. So that's my real quick, uncompensated commercial for Hulu. All right, sir, back on track here.
Oh, you're right. So he was in 60 episodes as Lieutenant Cedric Daniels, Major Cedric Daniels, or Colonel Cedric Daniels. You know what I'm talking about,
sir.
The Wire.
One
of the best.
You could cook an egg. Like, go for it, sir. Yeah. One of the absolute best shows. This was when HBO, and HBO has always been strong with its series. It really has. But this when HBO was legit killing the game.
Yeah.
Like, you would just turn on HBO and just not move. Right? And just not move. And just know you were going to have stuff that just blew you away. And so much for those of you, and again, if you're younger in our audience and you enjoy shows, original programming on streaming services like Netflix and Amazon and Paramount, and we talk about all the like the Taylor Sheridan shows, none of that happens without HBO. None of that happens without Oz, The Sopranos, The Wire. Okay, all these shows that really had taken things that you couldn't say, show, or talk about on network television
Mhm.
and show that, we can go gritty because we don't need commercials for advertising. We have a subscription service. So we're going to give you all the gritty, dirt, griminess, and with quality acting, really good stories. Big love, just ton. You keep going and going and going to today, like with Peacemaker and The Last of Us. And that showed the power of that. So then when streaming becomes a thing, you see all these great shows that bypass network and go to subscription service, which is what a streaming service is. It just comes through the internet. And you get those really phenomenal shows. And HBO's kept that going. So The Wire has always been one of my absolute favorite shows.
I need to start rewatching that.
Yep.
That's definitely one of those. I haven't watched it in several years.
That again is that's
10
another
years.
conversion for HBO,
Yeah.
HBO Max actually, is you can go back and rewatch Soprano. Again, Big Love was always one of my favorites. Sopranos, Big Love, The Wire. I actually have rewatched Peacemaker like 19 bazillion times at this point.
Jeez.
I rewatched The Last of Us this week. So good. So good. I for real have a straight up crush on Pedro Pascal. I just want him to rescue me from the infected as well.
Yeah,
I really do, and just shoot people in the face because he feels like they're threatening me. Because please, Pedro. All those things. So again, The Wire though was back when this was first happening and showing what good quality television could be. So
awesome. He was in 2008's movie Tennessee.
Okay.
Which I vaguely remember that one.
Yep.
And then he was in a movie in 2009 called The Way of War. Okay. Here's a show that was amazing for the first couple of seasons.
Okay.
Last season, who knows what happened. It kind of got lost. He was in 4 episodes of Lost in between 2008 and 2009. So right there towards the end. And in 2010, he was in Jonah Hex.
Yep.
Another TV series called Slavana. I don't know that one at all.
No.
He was in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in 2011.
The worst show and the best show at the same damn time.
Yeah.
The worst show and the best show at the same damn time.
There's no other way to describe It's Always Sunny.
I really think at this point, Danny DeVito owns Charlie Day. Like, just like,
probably.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was in It's Always Sunny, or where he said that, a movie called Remains in 2011.
Okay.
Here's something. He was in a TV series for Marvel's The Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Nice.
And do you know what character he portrayed?
Assuming that he played an African-American character, given that show, it would have either been Falcon or Black Panther. I'm going to go Black Panther.
Falcon.
It was Falcon. I almost went Falcon. I almost went Falcon. Yep.
He's in a TV series.
By the way, for those of you who maybe think you're gonna go watch, because by the way, the show is on Disney Plus. It's no.
Yeah.
No. After that great X-Men series in the early '90s, I was really excited for the Avengers series, and no. Unfortunately, it just didn't. No.
It's like they didn't even try. You know,
right?
It was like,
man, animation was good. Just the voice acting, the stories were horrible.
Yeah. Like and I couldn't. We could do a whole thing on that, but anyway, TV series called Drone in 2012.
Okay.
And then another Another movie in 2012, it was called Won't Back Down.
Was it produced by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
Oh, I miss Tom Petty.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, he's probably one of my all-time favorite singers.
just just gristled, just
Right?
gristled, just yeah. I think between him and Willie Nelson, if we could have found a way to meld that DNA,
Mhm.
you'd have found like the coolest white boy ever. Like he just would have never died.
Right.
Would have
And
never
nobody,
died.
everybody loves Tom Petty. I mean, I don't
Yes.
think there's a soul alive. It's like Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of man, just everybody loves Tom Petty.
Because
Every time Free Falls,
his stuff was legit. Like
Right.
Free Falling, perfect example. It's just like you can't hear that song and go, "What do you dislike the song?" No, like okay, if you have a friend that doesn't like in general Tom Petty music, but especially Won't Back Down and Free Fall. And you have a friend that doesn't like those songs, they are not your friend. They are bad people.
yeah,
They have been sent
do
here
not
by
hang
the
with them.
devil to bring you down. Cast them out. Get you a circle of salt, burn you some sage, and uninvite them. They are vampires, and you need to get them out of your life. Okay.
Pray to Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki.
Yes, and and also Samwise Gamgee for Just Because.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
And Luna Lovegood as well.
Just why
Because
not?
And also Luna if you're around. Okay, go ahead, sir.
That's
Adult
it.
Luna, later, like today, not
not bad.
Goblet of Fire. No,
Gotcha.
no.
I'm playing
good.
Hogwarts Legacy, man. Good game.
Yes, yeah. I don't want anyone comparing me to Jared from Subway. No, I'm good. I'm totally good.
All right. In 2008 to 2013,
You really need to
one
put
of
the
my
scroll
favorite.
up. Don't do you boo boo at this point. You really do.
You know what? That's not a bad idea.
That's a really good idea at this point.
In 2008, 2000, probably my favorite show that he was in, and this is probably where I became aware of him. Fringe, dude. Fringe is to this day such a. I mean, like Leonard Nimoy at the end of season 1.
Yes.
I remember just freaking out over that.
Yes. The only thing that would make Fringe better is somehow they integrate the Flying V.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see Joshua Jackson, Mighty, and he's in the wow. I went deep for that one.
You went deep.
I dug that one out of the back pocket.
Yeah.
I pulled that one out. Yeah. It was funner in my head. Yeah.
That's okay.
Fringe, excellent show. Again, and holds up still. I forgot where you can find it streaming because I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. And
it's on HBO.
Is it on HBO? Okay,
HBO.
so I think you just made my appointment viewing as well. By the way, remind me, were Fringe and Warehouse 13 in the same universe? I felt there was a crossover episode.
Was there? I don't remember. I don't recall
felt
that.
Like there was Warehouse 13 and Eureka. Those are in the same universe.
Dude, both of those shows were. Warehouse 13 was a super underrated show.
Yes.
Sci-Fi there for a while was killing it.
For real.
Yeah. I didn't even finish the newest episode of Resident Alien this season. I don't know why.
But yeah, so Eureka and Warehouse 13 are in the same universe because they do a crossover show where the assistant from Warehouse 13 actually comes to Eureka to take some of their equipment back to Warehouse 13. So they have to do because her and Fargo have like a really quick little, really, brown chicken, brown cow thing.
Oh yeah.
For a minute. But anyway, Fringe, fantastic.
Nice. All right, then you mentioned this earlier, White House Down, and back in 2013, he was General Caulfield in that.
Yep.
And then another series, he played Dr. Bloom in Wilfred. Dude, that was a fun show. That was a really fun show.
That's all it was fun. That's all. Yeah. I mean, it was good to watch, but it was just a fun show. It was truly just fun.
In 2013, he was also in Old Boy. Another good, that movie's definitely worth a watch.
Yes.
We won't spoil anything there. He was also in The Guest in 2014.
Okay,
Oh, hey Brian,
sir.
in 2013 and 2014, he was in 3 episodes of Beware the Batman. Who do you think he was? Lance Reddick was
Give me hero or villain, then I'll make a guess.
villain.
With that voice, I would cast him as. I feel like how many? Only 3 episodes though, right?
Only 3. Yep. So not a main villain, but
Yeah, because my head was going Ra's al Ghul, but he would have been in more than 3. So let's go. I'm totally gonna be wrong. Let's go Mad Hatter.
you would have been right. Ra's al Ghul.
I would have swore Ra's was been in more than 3 episodes. Okay.
Yep. So well, it only went
Again,
for 1 year.
hire
So,
us though. Hire us. We got this. Yes.
yeah, and you know what? I really like that. I love him as Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al
That
Ghul.
voice.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. He was also in a movie called Faults. Don't recall that one. That was in 2014. Another super great show. He was in a couple episodes of The Blacklist over in the first.
Very good show.
Yep. Still going strong.
Yes.
In
It's proof that James Spader, just lay out the cards, man. Just lay out the cards, right? And I know who's saying this, but bruh, lay out the cards, get you some Rogaine. Man.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah, man. I think are they doing the final season of Blacklist now? I don't know.
So.
I haven't watched it for like it. I'll put it on to like fall asleep to, or just to kind of zone out. Do you remember the TV series Intelligence in 2014? Yes. He was in that. He was in the 5 episodes of that.
Nice.
That was a good show that should have kept
longer.
Going. Yep, that was he with his lost partner in there as well. He was a voice in Destiny, some other games as well. Then we're gonna get to John Wick. Yes, the hotel manager, Sharon. In 2014, he was also in 2014. He was in the TV series for Key and Peele.
Yes,
I don't remember that one though.
I'm not surprised. I was trying to think of the skit when you said that of what he would have been a part of. They did a really good job, actually, for that show, especially that part of his career, of getting well-known people to just do bit parts. They had Kevin Sorbo in a couple things. Sorbo went Sorbo eventually, but anything. And by the way, another great one that's also streaming is Key and Peele. Just some of the best ones. Obviously, their school, the substitute teacher one is one they're really known for, but as a general rule, just so great. And you see it together with Jordan Peele and what he's been able to create. By the way, Key and Peele started a decade ago.
Yeah,
their first episode was in 2013. It does not feel that long ago.
No, and if you ever need to just laugh.
Yes.
And it's not bad. I mean, like you could, for the most times you can watch with the entire family.
Absolutely. They have a few, but for the most part, yeah.
I'd say 98% of the time,
easily,
I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just put it on, laugh. You're gonna giggle. You're gonna, just Key and Peele. Probably one of the one of the best comedies in the last.
I mean, I've never been a huge SNL fan. I was far more a Mad TV fan, and this one to me falls more in that Mad TV kind of era. It's just a quirky show, but they're so smart, and and again, just real quick, they take so many different aspects of African American culture and play with that. Which again, it's a lot of deeper ones, and again, they're not just played based on their race or ethnicity. And my favorite skits that they do are always when they do the 2 movie ushers and just the way they would go back and forth. And my personal favorite is the Liam Neeson one where they talk, which eventually ends with the Batmans, which is just, again, just go to YouTube and go Key and Peele movie ushers, and you will pull up almost all their things that they do, and it is just of many of their skits, but that one probably is the one that was the ongoing bit that I absolutely loved the most. So glad to hear that Mr. Reddick had a slot on Key and Peele.
Another TV series that is beloved, I know by me, and I'm guessing by Brian as well. Castle. He was in a
Yes,
couple. He was in one episode of Castle, and then he was
starring
in
the over incredibly undervalued Nathan Fillion,
the only correct Hal Jordan there should ever
the
be.
only correct Hal Jordan there should ever be,
Yes,
ever be.
yes. Fun size horror. Never heard of that one. There's a bunch of shorts. Let's see here. Tim and Eric's bedtime stories. I don't recall that
Was
series
that
as
a
well.
Comedy Central show, or I'm not Comedy Central, but a Cartoon Network? Does it
Maybe
say?
it doesn't
Okay,
say. Yeah.
okay.
He was in another movie in 2016. Oh, that was a short movie called Spoken Word. Let's see here, TV series for Mary and Jane. I don't recall that one either. He was in John Wick Chapter 2. Again, reprised.
He was a very good doggy. He was a very good doggy. I mean, just the scenes with him and the dog just were just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was in Rick and Morty.
Yep.
Little Woods in 2018. Canal Street. Yeah, I recall this stuff. The Domestics. I remember that one as well. These are kind of more obscure movies.
Sure.
A Monster Party in 2018. I didn't know this one. American Horror Story.
Really?
He was in 4 episodes. It says between 2014 and 2018.
Okay.
And it's the same character, Papa Legba. And I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Chapter John
It
chapter
had to be the voodoo one. It had to be the voodoo season. It also had Angela Bassett in it, I believe. Just given that name, that makes you think it had to be the voodoo season.
Man, like AHS, I don't know. I kind of fell off of it the last couple of years.
Okay.
I don't think I've watched it. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch some of them. Some of them just got a little more than I want out of
Sure.
network TV series.
And they all eventually revolve back to the murder house. I mean, that's what it does. That eventually, if not every season, because it isn't every season, but usually every couple seasons, somehow they go back to Murder House. And by the way, Murder House was without a doubt their best season. Which most things is first season's best season. But I mean, there's some definitely that are better than others. When you've had that many seasons, has that many plays on it. But again, part of me also, because I kept on a little bit better than something like you have. But again, at some point, you just wait on them to go back to Murder House. Okay, give us the Murder House.
Yep.
Because that's just kind of how it works. So, all right.
And then Chapter 3, John Wick Chapter 3, that was 2019.
Parabellum, yes.
Parabellum, yeah, man. Let's see here. And then in 2019...
The Adjudicator was so my favorite part of that movie.
Dude, okay, this is how you do sequels and trilogies, right? John Wick. It is just action. And you have no expectations walking into this besides just balls to the wall action. That's it.
They gave us a Double Dragon callback. So you remember the Double Dragon movie?
Yeah.
So the guy who's the sushi chef, who he fights at the tail end of the movie, that bro was in Double Dragon. He's one of the twins in Double Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Marky Packus.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of his name right there. I like cuisine. Yeah. He's also on Iron Chef.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and about I hate to swallow it, he's not the chairman's nephew. But anyway, with that, it shouldn't matter. No. But anything, by the way, I've heard from friends that actually work in the food industry. If you want anything, if you want the most real, you want the least realistic reality show, it's cooking competitions. Just by the fact of, they can't come up with all these menus in 2 seconds, right? Mm-hmm. So just still fun. Yep. But to see him in John Wick 3, Parabellum, and again, just give me more Ian McShane. I think we may have found our third member of our Prevent or our Nerdverse Mount Rushmore. We've long said Samuel L. Jackson. Mm-hmm. I think we threw on was it Liam Neeson? Was our second?
Oh yeah, Liam Neeson. Yep.
Yeah, and I think Ian McShane might be number 3. I think Ian McShane may be number 3.
Yeah, I think you might be right, man.
Provisionally number 3. Provisionally
Yes.
number 3.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. In 2019, Angel Has Fallen.
Yep.
Another movie he was in. He was Professor Rightway in Business Ethics.
Could he? Well, he's R.I.P., but he was already bald. He would have made a great Professor X. I know we were talking about Giancarlo Esposito a lot,
Yeah.
but I think Reddick could have also done it as well.
He's got that voice that just like,
yeah,
you have to listen to it,
Yes. And he just always dressed so well. Like, give him a role he wears nothing but suits. Just give him that job. Just give him that job. Yeah.
All right. He was in the TV series, the updated DuckTales. He is Linares. Don't know who that is. I have not watched that one. Then John Wick Hex, the video game. He was Pastor Mike in Faith Based. And do you remember that one?
No.
Okay, that's from 2020.
Okay.
All right.
We all were kind of concerned with other things in 2020. Just throwing it
that's
out
true. That is true. Sylvie's Love. I remember that movie.
Yep.
That's in 2020 as well. Oh, he was also in the animated Castlevania show on Netflix.
Yes.
He was the captain. I do remember that now. If you've watched Castlevania, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
It really is.
Then another TV series called Corporate.
Okay.
Which that one I don't recall as well, but he's in 18 episodes of it. Also in the movie called One Night in Miami in 2020. He was busy in 2020.
Very good movie. One Night in Miami is and One Night in Miami takes a lot of historical figures like Sam Cooke, Marvin Gaye, a lot of singers who are also really involved in the civil rights movement, and it takes those real people. It has a fictitious night if they were all in Miami at the same, hence the title, One Night in Miami, and them talking about civil rights, just the world. We at a point in time, because now we try and make it sound like if you're famous for anything, you can't have an opinion on another thing. Because how dare you?
Right.
While me as an average person on a keyboard can have opinions on anything and everything. That's what podcasts kind of are. But he's he's in that movie. It's a really good movie. It was streaming on Amazon, probably still is, but really good show. So
it says it's still on. It says it's on Amazon Prime right now.
Yep.
I am going to add that because I don't recall this at all. But
it's very good. It's very good.
Definitely check this out because this sounds good. And I love movies. I love movies and shows that have that reality in there.
Yep.
Even if it's a fictional night, but just
it's a fictitious night with real people. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. And I love stuff like that. Let's see here. He was in a podcast series called Dust, where he plays the Emperor, whatever that is. All right. And let's see. Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yep.
I forgot he was in that. Let's see. Bosch. Okay. So I have to admit, I have never watched Bosch.
I saw one episode, and I don't even think he was featured in the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this something that we need to watch?
I think we need to watch Bosch.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to add that as well. So Bosch.
Yeah.
He's in 68 episodes of it, so he's in it quite a bit.
He must be a regular, so I think we're in for a penny and for a pound. All right.
Right. So, and
we may love it. We may get 1 or 2 episodes in, like, this is the best show ever. How are we not watching this? Absolutely.
So maybe this is our homework for next week. We are going to watch a couple of episodes of
Bosch. Yeah.
All right. We brought it up earlier. He was the professor in Young Sheldon.
Yes.
I forgot about that as well. Let's see here. Okay, in the podcast series Batman Unburied, he plays Thomas Wayne.
Okay.
Also, he was one of the main characters in Resident Evil.
Yes.
If you like our shows,
yes,
we talked about that show.
Yes. Yes.
And many times we both said Lance Reddick, and the other main character was the only
reason to watch it. Like, I think the show was canceled after 2 episodes. Like, they were like, we already got them in the can, so we're gonna finish the season, but there will be no more of this.
Right.
But again, he as Wexler was fantastic, but it was so paint by numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, even the big reveal. I think we both were like, we know what the reveal is.
Yeah.
Like, again, if you watch movies and TV shows as long as you and I have, like, after 2 episodes, like, this was gonna happen.
Yep.
This is so what's gonna happen. And they're gonna, and here's it. Yep. Okay. So, which honestly, with a lot of films, you can do that because generally the good guy wins, right? Generally, the protagonist wins. So if you do it in an interesting way, it's not a bad thing to okay, everybody knew, whether you read the books or not, everybody knew probably Harry's beating Voldemort. What made it interesting was the journey to the victory, right?
Right.
So fine, we kind of know what's happening. Do it in an interesting way instead of the most predictable way possible. But again, Lance Reddick did a really good job. Sometimes you got to make lemonade out of lemons. And
right, that was definitely a paycheck show. So I'm sure he got a paycheck there.
By the way, don't forget, Bradley, milk, lemonade. Around the corner, fudge is made. Continue, sir.
All right. A TV series that I don't recall called Farzar. He was President Banana. So he was also in another TV series, another animated TV series called The Vindicators. Here we go. Paradise PD. Brian, have you watched Paradise PD?
Yes. Oh my God.
Episode 3, season 1 is one of my. I can't even explain it. But yes, you need to watch Paradise PD. It is hilarious.
I think we said this earlier. Some things are so bad they're good.
Right, and this is definitely one of them.
It's just one of those. Like,
yeah.
Basically, okay, if you've ever seen the show Baywatch, that's an example of something that is so bad it's good. There's no reason that should have been the most popular show in the world.
Right.
The millions of dollars that made for David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson and that whole deal. The fact that people proudly put their Baywatch as their part of their resume. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes things are so bad. To show you how good it is, the Baywatch movie with Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron is 1,000% smarter than the Baywatch TV show. I liked it less because it was smart enough to point out the stuff that I watched the show going like, what the hell?
Man.
Don't point out like seriously, like, hey, you shouldn't eat all those carbs. Leave me alone.
Right.
Efron. Yeah, that's the only reason why I think it did okay in the box office. But that was my biggest beef with the movie, was that it pointed out how stupid I was. That I remember being in college and actually coming home going, oh, I hope I didn't miss Baywatch.
I mean, and we know why we didn't want to miss Baywatch. It was the slow-mo. Yeah.
Only certain people look good in slow-mo, and I'm not one of them.
Right.
Okay.
Me too. All right. After that, he was Thordak in Vox Machina.
Yep.
Also, to finish out his filmography, here is John Wick Chapter 4.
Which unfortunately will be posthumous now.
Yep. And that comes out this coming up week.
Yep.
And then let's go over the stuff. Let's go over the things that he has in development in different levels.
Absolutely.
Right now he is in a momentary lapse of reason.
Okay.
In War They Come.
Okay.
He plays Captain Michael in Apteros.
Okay.
Captain Luther Blakely in the Kane Mutiny Court Martial.
First of all, your name is Captain Luther Blakely. You better pimp slap somebody. Who are you? I'm Luther Blakely, bitch.
Yep. Oh, and he's gonna be reprising the role of Sharon. Is it Sharon? Am I saying the right Sharon?
Sharon is what I've heard
Sharon.
it.
Sharon.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
In Ballerina,
Okay.
he is going to be in a movie or movie or TV show Saint Sebastian.
Okay.
Uh, yes, he's going to be Benji Allen in White Men Can't Jump.
Yes, the Kenya Burris remake. Okay.
Yeah.
Again,
Shirley.
we're waiting for a
Right.
remake of White Men Can't Jump.
And
I
please,
like White Men Can't Jump, but we were not itching for that remake.
right, but if you're gonna do it, you better have a cameo of Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes.
Absolutely. Like I
Right.
want Wesley on the corner, like with a pipe, talking about they're coming to get his taxes. Like I want that Wesley Snipes.
Right,
You know?
please.
Yes, yes, yeah. I want Woody Harrelson, like, he actually found
Mhm.
Rosie Perez and they made up and it ruined his life. That's what I
Right.
want.
I
That's
I,
what I
I
want.
I concur. Oh, and he is going to be part of Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Yes,
So
yes,
he is Zeus.
yes.
So, you know what? Man, how
That
many
that's the coolest
franchises?
Zeus that there will ever be. That is the
Yeah.
coolest. Okay, all due deference to Russell Crowe. If I had to choose between Russell Crowe and Lance Reddick as who's the holder of the lightning bolt,
Mhm.
the thunderbolt, excuse me, as he called it, is absolutely Lance Reddick. Absolutely Lance Reddick.
Yeah, man, and dude, he got his hand in Marvel. He's got his hands in the DC. Man,
Yes.
this guy was in so many friends.
He
I was
got
surprised
paid.
with nothing but Star Wars, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, yes. Well, and this is part of my beef with the Star Wars franchise. You know what? They get once you have Samuel Jackson and John Boyega and on top of Billy D back in the day, there's only like one role a movie. There's only like one role per movie for a person of color in Star Wars. Like that's what we get. That's what we get. At least they gave us the Klingons in Star Trek. But
speaking of, dude, man, Picard.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, man. But yeah. Let's go ahead and we better start closing shop here.
All right, sir.
But yeah, man, Lance Reddick, dude, what a career! If you watch this or you listen to this podcast, I'm sure there was a couple of things that you didn't realize he was in.
Absolutely.
I hope you had some good memories like we did.
Yes.
And learned a couple things. And check out his stuff, man.
Yep. So, Mr. Reddick, I think you and I together would say he is our Better Than Us Human of the Week. Again,
Yes.
R.I.P. to you, sir. I personally loved some of the roles you had, as did my tag team partner over here. So whatever comes after this life, I hope you are finding peace and enjoyment. And from two knuckleheads with a podcast, we spent an hour and a half just talking about the cool things you did that matter to us. So hopefully we will not do many of these shows, but when you have someone that has enriched so much of the viewing that we have all done, we want to just give you again pay a bit of homage. And unfortunately, as we say with some people now, with Lance Reddick, we will now say R.I.P.
Yes. Brian.
Sir.
All right, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me on the Book of Faces, Brian Stephen Dennis. Feel free to give me a like, a follow, a friend request. I try and keep the fun on the page. If you like, again, do you boo boo? If you like my my version here, you'll get more on social media. So again, come along for the ride.
Yes, you can find me on the Book of Face as well under the Fandemic, also active on TikTok sometimes. If you want to support the show, there are several ways you can do so. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/thefandemic. Find us on Patreon at patreon.com/PVOTN Fandemic. Become an episode assistant, episode producer, pre-bench producer like Stacy, or become part of the con. Yes, you could be part of the Council of Nerds starting at $5 a month. Actually, I think it's $3 a month. Now, become a monthly supporter at anchor.fm, PVOTN, or just share the show with someone you want to make a little more awesome.
Boom.
So, Brian, I think we are at max.
We have buried the needle, sir. So as always, Want to remind all of you that thank you so much for letting us join you for the best hour of our week. Please remember, no retreat, no surrender, and that Goonies never say die.
We're all playing the same game in life, just on a different level. You're welcome for leveling up your awesome. Live free or die empty. If you think about it, every time you feel stupid, you just got a little smarter. Don't let today end in a why didn't I? And squirrels' cheeks are also their nutsacks. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.